My husband stole my money and flew off to Hawaii with his mistress, but he really didn't expect what I had planned. I found out my husband was cheating from a charge notification. Not a message, not a lipstick stain, not even a late-night call. A $4,782 charge from a luxury resort in Hawaii. Funny thing, we weren't in Hawaii. I was standing barefoot in my kitchen, holding my phone, staring at that notification like it might suddenly explain itself. My coffee went cold in my hand. My heart didn't race. It slowed. Because deep down, I already knew. Mark had been distant for months. Too busy. Too protective of his phone. Too many work trips that somehow never had photos. But this was bold. This was stupid. And this was exactly what I needed. I didn't call him, didn't text, didn't cry. I smiled. Because Mark thought he was smart. He thought transferring money slowly over weeks into a business account I barely checked would go unnoticed. He thought booking flights under his middle name would keep things hidden. He thought I was naive. He forgot one thing. I manage our finances. Every account, every transaction, every little lie. So while he thought he was planning his romantic getaway with his mistress, I was planning something bigger. I sat down at the kitchen table and opened my laptop. My fingers moved calmly, like this was just another bill to pay. First, I confirmed everything. Flight tickets, 2 seats, same last name? No, her name was Rachel. Of course it was. Resort booking? Ocean View Suite, champagne package, couples massage. Wow, Mark, really going all out. With my money. I leaned back in my chair and laughed. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet, sharp laugh. Because here's the thing. He didn't just betray me. He underestimated me. And that's always the bigger mistake. I checked the joint account again, nearly drained. Savings? Gone. Emergency fund? Empty. He had taken everything he thought he could get away with. But not everything. Because 3 months ago, when things first started feeling off, I made a decision. A quiet one. I opened a separate account. In my name only. And I moved money. Not enough to raise suspicion. Just enough to protect myself. Mark thought he was slowly bleeding our finances dry. What he didn't realize? I was letting him. Watching. Waiting. Setting the stage. I closed my laptop and stood up, stretching like I just finished a normal morning. But inside, everything had shifted. This wasn't heartbreak. This was strategy. And trust me, I don't lose. Before I tell you what I did next, I want to know something. Tell me, what time is it for you right now? And where are you watching from? I'm curious to know. Because wherever you are, you're about to see how far someone can go when they've been underestimated for too long. I grabbed my phone again and scrolled through the reservation details. Flight departure? Friday, 8:45 a.m. That's tomorrow. Perfect. I opened another tab. If Mark wanted a vacation, I was going to make sure he never forgot it. But not in the way he expected. I started making calls. Quiet ones. Calculated ones. By the time I was done, everything was in motion. Legal, financial, personal. Every piece exactly where it needed to be. Mark thought he was flying to paradise. He had no idea. He was walking straight into a trap I'd been building for weeks. And the best part? He wouldn't even see it coming. Not until it was far too late. As I packed a small bag and looked at the clock ticking toward his departure, I whispered, Enjoy Hawaii, Mark. You're going to pay for every second of it. Mark left early the next morning, 5:12 a.m. Yes, I checked. He tried to be quiet, rolling his suitcase slowly, closing doors like that would erase guilt. I stayed in bed, eyes closed, breathing steady, playing my part. Because if he thought I was asleep, he wouldn't suspect a thing. The front door clicked shut. And just like that, my husband walked out of my life, straight into my plan. I waited exactly 10 minutes. Then I sat up, grabbed my phone, and got to work. First call? My lawyer. Do it, I said. No hesitation, no second thoughts. She already had everything prepared. Documents, evidence, account records, all neatly organized. Because unlike Mark, I don't act on impulse. I act on timing. By 6 a.m., divorce papers were officially filed. By 6:30, every joint account was frozen. Every remaining dollar he hadn't touched, locked, gone, untouchable. I made coffee, sat by the window, watched the sunrise like this was just another peaceful morning. Meanwhile, somewhere above the ocean, Mark was probably sipping orange juice, thinking he got away clean. God, I almost felt bad. Almost. My phone buzzed. A message. Mark. Landed. Work's crazy already. Might be hard to talk. I stared at it for a second. Then I laughed. Work? Oh, you're definitely going to have a lot to deal with. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened my email and sent one message. To his boss. Subject line? Urgent. Financial misconduct documentation. Because here's something Mark never thought about. When he moved money into that business account, he didn't just steal from me. He broke company policy, misused shared funds, left a trail. A very clear, very stupid trail. And I had all of it. Screenshots, transfers, dates. Receipts don't lie. By noon, I got a reply. Short, professional, cold. Thank you. We will investigate immediately. Translation? Mark's little work trip was about to get a lot more interesting. But I wasn't done. Not even close. Next stop? Our house. I walked through it slowly. Living room, kitchen, bedroom. Every memory felt lighter, like something heavy had already lifted. I opened his closet, looked at his suits, his watches, the things he loved pretending made him important. Then I picked up my phone again and made another call. Hi, yes, I'd like to schedule a valuation and liquidation. Because if Mark thought he'd be coming back to this house, to this life, he was about to be very disappointed. Hours passed. Everything moved fast, efficient, like dominoes falling one after another. By evening, I sat on the couch with a glass of wine, finally allowing myself to breathe. And that's when my phone rang. Mark. I smiled before answering. Hey, I said sweetly. Silence. Then, what did you do? His voice wasn't calm anymore. No charm, no control, just panic. I leaned back, took a slow sip. I'm not sure what you mean, I said. Don't play dumb, he snapped. My accounts are frozen. My boss called me. What the hell is going on? There it was. The moment. The shift. I let a second pass. Then I said softly, Oh, you mean the consequences? Silence again. Heavy this time. You stole from me, Mark, I continued. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? I didn't steal. You booked a romantic getaway with another woman. With my money. He didn't deny it. Of course he didn't. Because men like Mark, they only lie when they think they're winning. Right now, he knew he wasn't. You've made a huge mistake, he said finally, voice low. I smiled. No, I said calmly. You did. And then I hung up. Just like that. No drama, no yelling. Because I didn't need to fight. I had already won. But here's the thing. Mark still thought this was the worst of it. He still believed this was the peak of his problems. He had no idea. The real damage hadn't even started yet. As I checked one final notification on my phone, I whispered, "Now let's see how your little vacation turns out. When she finds out who you really are." Mark called me 17 times that night. I didn't answer a single one. Instead, I slept. Peacefully. For the first time in months. No anxiety, no second guessing, no wondering where he was or who he was with. Just silence. And control. The next morning, I woke up early, made coffee, and opened my laptop. Time to finish this. I clicked open Rachel's profile. Yes, I found her. It wasn't even hard. Public Instagram, smiling selfies, beach captions. Finally getting the getaway I deserve. Oh, Rachel, you really have no idea, do you? I studied her for a moment. She didn't look like a villain. Just unaware. And honestly, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Because she wasn't innocent either. She knew he was married. There were comments, old photos, overlapping timelines. She chose to ignore it. So now, she gets to face it. I cracked my fingers and got to work. Message first. Simple, direct. Hi, Rachel. I think you should know that the man you're in Hawaii with is my husband. He funded your entire trip using money he secretly transferred out of our joint accounts. I've attached proof. Good luck. Attach. Send. Done. No insults, no threats. Just truth. The most dangerous thing there is. I closed the laptop and leaned back. Now, we wait. It didn't take long. 42 minutes later, my phone rang. Mark. Again. I answered this time. Didn't say anything. I just listened. "What did you do?" he shouted. Not panic anymore. This was chaos. I smiled. "Oh, did she get my message?" "You had no right!" "No right?" I cut in, calm. To tell the truth? "She's freaking out! She's talking about leaving!" "Is she?" I said softly. "That's unfortunate." "You ruined everything!" There it was. That line. That beautiful, predictable line. I let out a quiet laugh. "No, Mark," I said. "You ruined everything." Silence. Then I added, "I just made sure you had to face it." I could hear him breathing hard, probably pacing, probably sweating, definitely realizing this wasn't fixable. "You think this is some kind of win for you?" he said, trying to sound strong again. I looked around my house, my space, my life. Peaceful, untouched. "No," I said gently. "This is freedom." And then I hung up. For the last time. Later that day, I got an update. Rachel had checked out early, booked a separate flight home. alone. Smart girl. As for Mark, his company suspended him pending investigation. Accounts still frozen. Credit cards declining. Stuck in Hawaii with no money, no girlfriend, no way to fix it. Funny how that works. A few days later, he finally made it back. I wasn't there. Of course I wasn't. I had already moved out everything that mattered. Closed the accounts, changed the locks, filed everything legally. The house? In process of being sold. His access? Gone. He called, texted, emailed. Nothing. Because some endings don't need conversations. They need silence. And consequences. Weeks passed, then months, and one day, sitting in my new apartment, sunlight pouring through the windows, I realized something. I didn't feel angry anymore. I didn't feel hurt. I didn't even feel satisfaction. I just felt free. Like the version of me that tolerated lies, doubt, and betrayal was finally gone. And in her place, someone stronger, someone smarter, someone who knows exactly what she deserves. So, if you've ever been lied to, betrayed, or made to feel like you weren't enough, remember this. The moment you stop reacting and start planning, that's the moment everything changes. Tell me, what would you have done in my place? Would you confront him immediately? Or wait and do exactly what I did? And if you want more stories like this, where the truth wins and karma hits right on time, make sure you like and subscribe, because trust me, this isn't even the wildest story I've got.